Yeah, photographing people's teams and staff is probably one of my favourite things to do, because you meet all kinds of different people, and you've got a little window of time to sort of get to know them and get some great photos. And I love the challenge of doing that, and we do a lot of it. Yeah. I think the majority of people are really nervous when it comes to photos, and I think by distracting them, talking to them, you know, giving them things to think about, asking them what they do. Quite often you have no idea, you know, it could be the accounts clerk, the bookkeepers or whatever. Talk, and when they're stood on the spot you've allocated for them, they're not thinking about the camera anymore, they're thinking about chatting to you, and that's where you get a more relaxed look. You can't really beat your own office, to be honest, because it's got all your artwork on the wall, it's got all your logos and cups, it's got your staff are already there, so they don't have to travel anywhere. There's no faffing around with car parks, so we can bring all the kit to you, turn your place into a studio, get really nice lit shots, and just use all your facilities. Yeah, especially if it's local to West Yorkshire, it's well worth us coming for a visit, just so we can, you know, chew the fat, go over some ideas, look at some example photos, and then have a walk around the site and just find some locations to, you know, do the shoot. Yeah, these are great shots because it just brings out the personality of the company. So, you know, we can just sort of go around each table individually and pop a couple of lights in the room so it's nice and bright. People use Canva these days, and they want to drop just an image of somebody onto a document they're doing or something like that. So we have the option of bringing a big pop-up screen, like one of those pop-up tents. You just lean it against a wall, and then people stand in front of that. You've got a ready-made white wall, so you don't really need to start pulling all the artwork off the wall. Different kind of background is outdoors is great for that. So, you know, everywhere you look's different, but also your office itself is going to be unique as well. But I'd suggest if you want something, you know, completely different to everybody else, you just go outside. Candidates are king, as one of my recruitment friends was saying the other day, and they keep moving on. So what we do is we'll probably get a group, 4 or 5 in a boardroom scenario, and sit them around a table with half with the back to you and half with the faces to you, and just shoot lots of photos and rotate them. And that way you'll get group shots where you've got only half the faces looking. So if one of them leaves, one of them with the back to you leaves, you can still use that photo. If you're doing like a team photograph, put the ones you think might leave on the ends. You can crop them off easily. Sub-team photos are probably best done in a boardroom or around a desk. Depends how big the sub-team is. I mean, if you get them stood on the stairs in like a group, they can get a bit lost. So if you put them in a boardroom scenario, and then they can be doing stuff, looks like they're working together, you know, collaborating, and then you go 3, 2, 1, look at the camera, and they all look up and you get your team shot. Action shots of people are best when they're doing their job, as in when they're in the flow, you know, in the zone. So if it's a craftsman, he's actually there with his tools making something. That's the best way to capture people. As long as it's got a whitish ceiling, what we tend to do these days is we've got these powerful flashes which we point at the ceiling. It hits the ceiling and bounces and floods the room. So even the darker stuff, this is look really nice and bright. Yep, as long as you get permission from the owners of the property, we can shoot there, that's fine. And to be honest, they're usually over the moon for it to happen, because they like their shots being featured all over social media. Yep, you can either choose, which I prefer you choose, because it's, you know, it's your expressions and things like that, or if you're time poor, I can do the choosing for you and send what I think are the best. So the option's yours. Yeah, of course we do a little bit of airbrushing. Everybody wants to look the best, so we can help everybody out by brightening their eyes a little bit, doing some, little bit of brightening on the teeth, maybe just smoothing the skin a little bit, removing a bit of shine. That's all part of the package. From a full day, hundreds are a good sort of amount, because remember, we might take 1,000 photos, but a lot of them will be of the same thing. We're just trying to find the best one. So there's no point in us giving you 1,000 photos when you're getting, 50 shots of Dave doing the same thing, then 50 shots of Julie doing the same thing. So the idea is that we pull out the best of the bunch, and from a day, you probably get, around 100 is probably a good hit. 50 from a half day. A lot of it depends on how quickly you select the photos. So if you can get them selected within a week, then we can probably get them edited and over to you within another week. McFade.co.uk, the website is essentially a big portfolio piece. The front page has got some of the more recent hits, I would say, so lots of industrial stuff, lots of drone photos and people photos. And then if you dig a little bit deeper into the site, there's a portfolio on industrial photos and all the other things I do. As long as you're not making money by selling them on plates and things like that, you can use them everywhere. It's good for me, it's good for you that these photos get as far and wide as you want. So I'd get them on social media, in the press, on your website, on your email footer, on your business cards, you name it. Print them and put them on the walls. So there's 3 packages I recommend, really. So there's a short one for smaller businesses. If you've got 5 in your team, maybe a couple of hours is more than enough to get loads of photos. If you're a bit bigger, up to maybe 15, 20 people, half a day is usually enough. And then for a bigger company, or one with multiple sites or lots of stuff going on, a full day, that's the best package for that.